So you've gotten triggered and you completely lost your mind. You've started to behave like a petulant child, and you come out the end of an event looking back, trying to justify your behavior because you know it was you, but my God, it didn't feel like it was, right? You might be 50 years old, but why was it it felt like there was a 7-year-old in the driver's seat of your brain? That's because there was a survival strategy that was formed around a certain personality type, around a certain environment, a scenario that was at that age. And it was incredibly important for survival at that age. So you were hardwired. When you're reminded, even as an adult, that child steps out of the shadow where it's been stored, where it's been kept, where it's been relegated away from conscience until suddenly it's needed. Now, that 7-year-old has not had a conversation with the outside world and doesn't know what's going on for you as an adult. All it knows is that survival requires a certain behavior. That's scary, right? Because you know what? Survival is the primary function of the subconscious. Preservation of the body. And if we know how to survive a certain environment in the past, we will repeat the same behavior to stay safe. Irrespective of cognitively and rationally we know that it's not the right decision, the nervous system and subconscious takes over and runs the show. Well, how do we prevent that? Because as soon as we've acted a certain way, our ego, our conscience, it says, I did that. And we start to try to justify the behavior. Oh, I did that because of this or because of that, and I'm right here. So I'll push back. We can't separate the fact that our nervous system response or our subconscious emotion is actually completely separate from the existing event. If we're able to take a step back and recognize when one of these events has occurred, that it's actually not the existing event that's the problem. If we can go back and re engage that untold story of the child, bring that child out of the shadow in a safe way instead of in a triggered way, and have a new conversation. You see, we become the parent to the inner child that we left behind, that child never had. We actually grow into our own parent. And in such a way, we're able to actually bring the emotion that was stored out in a healthy way and released. So that in an existing event when we would have been triggered, we no longer are. This is inner child work. It's extremely important because when we store an emotion, it will repeat until we allow it to be fully expressed and released. If you want to know how to do that, this is what I do with my clients. It's one part of trauma bonds. Our nervous system response, our subconscious reaction emotionally, will repeat itself constantly and will affect our decision making and all of our relationships. If we deal with our relationship with ourselves first, everything else benefits. Reach out. Let's have a conversation.